If you don't know, let me let you know that Jockey is the best defensive tool to master in this game. But what is Jockey exactly? What is the effect of Jockey on your defender? How does he behave and the advantages? Hit that like button and we start. Going all the way back to scratch, first of all, EA in every game introduces new features and changes. So to understand well, let's first look at the defending styles in this game. We have 3 defending styles, and number 1 is legacy defending, the old-school defending system. Here we have contain, where you press X or A, your defender will sprint locked towards the ball, and you can even press R2 to make your defender sprint and move fast. The contain is aggressive, whereby if you keep on holding the contain button, your defender will get close to the opponent's player and dispossess him. Contain, even if you press or hold the left analog to any direction, it will have any effect on your defender. Meaning, when you hold the contain button, your defender will be locked on the ball, but when you release it, he will stop. Then here, you can control his movements. Legacy defending contain your defender can even press from behind. Your defender can apply pressure from behind. Then we have tactical defending. Here we also have contain, where you press X or A on your controller, and your player will move locked on the ball. Still, if you want, you can press R2 to sprint. The difference between legacy defending and tactical defending is that aggression. Tactical defending, your player leaves 2 to 3 yards away. He doesn't overcommit, so tactical defending, the contain, is more of positioning. Like even if you press from behind, your defender will move around the opponent's player and position himself in front. The game gives you that good positioning. Also here, when you're containing, even if you move the left analog to any direction, it will have no effect on your defender because he's locked on the ball. Then we have the advanced defending. This was introduced in FC24, but this time round you can contain while using the advanced defending. In FC24, you couldn't auto-contain while using this defending style, but in FC25 you can use automatic contain by still pressing or holding A or X on your controller. The contain system is way too similar to that of tactical defending. The advantage of contain is that good positioning of your defender. The game positions your defender in front, making it easy to intercept passes or forward dribbling, but the disadvantages are way too many than the advantages. The disadvantage of contain: 1. It's very easy to drag defenders out of positions, especially if you just keep hold of the button all the time, as your defenders locks on the ball, trying to position themselves in front of the ball. They don't cut passing lanes or cover spaces. They keep on moving out, and it's highly punishable. 2. The defender reaction is way too slow. Even if you try to use it sparingly, just like only during one-on-one situations, still the reaction of your defender is way too slow. When the opponent moves away, it's hard to catch up. So between these 3 defending styles, what is the best? Legacy defending is for beginners because it makes defending way much easier because of automatic tackling and aggression, and also it's not available when you play online modes, so use it only if you play for fun with your homies. So let's only talk about the tactical and advanced defending. We shall see what is the best option later in the video. Let's get back to our question. What is Jockey? Take a look at this defender. He's standing upright in a normal standing posture, flat feet and looking chill. So when you move your defender like this, within 10 feet range from the ball, the game tries to make him face the ball. When you go beyond that, he faces away from the ball. He turns his back towards the ball. This is the normal movement of your defender, and you can press R2 to sprint. And here he covers a lot of ground in less time. Now see what happens when you activate Jockey. Your defender bends his knees to keep low center of gravity, then he bounces on his toes just to get ready to react to any action. So when you move your defender like this, he moves when he's facing the ball, no matter the distance. Even if you move miles away from the ball, he will keep on facing the target. This makes it easy to position him in those ball-winning angles. We have 2 jockey movements, one the slow jockey. Here you press L2 or LT on your controller. This has 2 advantages. 1 is to hold the ground, to maintain your position in front of the opponent's player, but in a reactive way, such that your defender can perform any defensive action like blocking the shot or change directions. Then 2 is to slow down your defender. This works when you're in a running duel. If you sense that the opponent is slowing down, you can also slow down in a reactive way by pressing L2, the slow jockey. Let's see the differences in speeds while changing directions if you use the slow jockey and when you're just moving normally. So here I'm just moving my defender left to right, but in order for him to change direction, you see he has to make a heavy step first, then he changed the direction. That makes him to slow down for a second. He also slows when shifting his body weight towards the opposite direction. Then, when using the slow jockey, here he doesn't need to make that big step in order for him to change directions. And also, he easily shifts his body weight to the opposite direction without any struggle. Then we have the speed jockey, the L2 plus R2, or the LT plus RT. Here your player faces the ball, but he moves a little bit faster than when you slow jockey, so here he covers a lot of ground. Not equivalent to that when you're sprinting, but the speed is way much faster than the slow jockey. We use the fast jockey, one to approach the opponent's ball holder when there's some distance in between, and we want to be reactive to any action the opponent attempts. Here we use the speed jockey and get close to that ball holder. So differences in the speeds when changing of directions. Here I'm sprinting, trying to change directions left to right. But my player, before changing directions, he has to first make that big step in order for him to shift his body weight to the opposite direction, and this slows him down that second. But compared to a normal movement without sprinting, here he slows down, but still he can recover and also cover up some ground because he's moving fast. Then when using the speed jockey, here when changing directions he slows down a little bit compared to a slow jockey movement, because here he is moving somehow fast, so he has to slow down and change direction, but he recovers by covering ground fast compared to a slow jockey movement. Then sprinting, we use it, one to chase down the opponent's player, most especially when there's space in front. We sprint and match the speed of this running player. Then two is to close up space. Like sometimes when you want to get to the opponent's player and there's huge gap in between, here you sprint and close up that space quickly. Or when the opponent is getting in behind, here you also sprint and close up that space. All these three, the sprint, the slow jockey, and the speed jockey. You can't be defending only by using the slow jockey. Like you're seeing, the speed is sometimes needed. The opponent can be sprinting, and when you're using the slow jockey, here you can't cover up space in time, and you will concede tons of goals. Then also the speed jockey, it's good because you can cover up some spaces where necessary in a reactive way. But the disadvantage is when you face opponents who change directions quickly, it's very easy for you to lose your defense positioning because your defender moves fast. But the good thing, if the opponent doesn't react quick enough, you can recover and defend the situation. Another disadvantage of only using the speed jockey is that you can't drag back players. As the opponent is attacking, sometimes you need to drag back players, but the speed jockey is not enough to cover up that ground in time. Then sprinting, here it's very good when you want to be aggressive. You close up spaces very easily and you press the ball holder in a surprise way. But the disadvantages, it's very hard to defend one-on-one situations, especially if the opponent uses effective dribbling tricks or passing tricks. So all in all, you need these three tools when defending. It's a matter of balancing them, understanding when to sprint, when to speed jockey, and when to slow jockey. We have two types of jockey. Let's begin with the assisted jockey. Here, the speed of your player is automatically adjusted. For example here, if I'm moving anti-clockwise, the game will slow down my defender around this position. As you see, he moves free and fast, but when he reaches that point, he slows down. It's because the game slows him down to help this defender remain in close proximity to this ball holder, and here he doesn't lose the one-on-one positioning easily. Then we have the manual jockey. Here there's nothing assisted. The speed control is on to you. You have to control the speed of your defender. As well as positioning, you have to do everything manual. So between these two, you may ask yourself what is the best to use. Unless you play offline, but manual jockey I think it's the best, and there's no assisted jockey in online modes. So between the advanced defending and the tactical defending, what is the best? Tactical defending has that automatic tackling system, where the game reads the situation and activates the tackling action suitable for that moment. So we have circle as the tackling button. In this position, my defender is aside from the opponent's player, and when I press circle, see the game initiate a standing tackle instead, I move again close and press circle, then here, the game initiates the shoulder push and my defender wins the ball. Let me show here again. I move sideways and press the tackle button, and boom. The game initiates the shoulder challenge, which is suitable for that situation. But here using the tactical defending the game isn't consistent with its choices, but still out of 10 it can get like 6 to 7 correct. But using the advanced defending, you press X for a shoulder challenge, then circle for a normal stand tackle, which means you can decide the right angle to use a certain challenge. If it's side-to-side positioning, you have to use the shoulder push. Then if it's in front, you have to use the stand tackle. You have to decide on your own, which I think it's a waste of time. I think if you're Division 2 and above, you can use the advanced defending. Then below that, I recommend tactical defending, but still tactical defending is used by some pro players, so it's not a bad option to use. If you want cheap and safe coins, visit u7buy.com for cheap, safe, and fast, reliable coins. Remember to use my discount code DRFC for 8% off. Check link in the description.